go to university, do you expect to park with ease, regardless whether you're a student, staff or visitor? Do you expect to go home after driving around for an hour and a half trying to park and then having to give up because you were late for your lecture or you missed it? With over 10,000 students and 1,000 staff attending the University of Northampton, is there really enough spaces for everyone to park? Majority of commuters, especially those living a great distance from the University of Northampton, feel aggravated and unsatisfied with the service and parking that is provided.
Sometimes you miss your lecture simply because
like today,
you can't get in parking. You know, I had to go and park about 1 mile out there in the villages there.
The university currently operates on a barrier card system. The barrier card costs £5 in administration fee and is unlimited to students and staff studying or teaching at the university, as long as the commuter doesn't live within a 1.5 mile radius. However, having a barrier card does not guarantee you a space. The student car park is overflowing to the point where cars are either not being allowed in or are getting in but driving around and not finding a space. Therefore, they are resulting in pulling over and waiting for a free parking space to appear, therefore causing more congestion. With the start of the academic year in 2010, car parking restrictions have been put into place in the surrounding area. This has resulted in double yellow lines, fines and a lot of aggravation.
I live in Milton Keynes. I have to leave my house like 2 hours before I'm supposed to be here, so I sit in the car for 2 hours before a lecture.
With the talk of additional parking fees with the start of the academic year, 2011, how far can the students and staff be pushed until drastic action is taken? We wanted to talk to the people in charge of maintaining the car park. We spoke to Paul R. Taylor, the Sustainability Officer at the university, to get his opinion on the current situation.
The university is constrained in terms of the number of spaces that we're allowed on campus. So the county council have limits. So it's then a case of managing those spaces in the best way that we can. So I think in terms of management of those spaces, that what we're doing currently is effective to a certain point. But obviously there are probably improvements that we could make as well.
We spoke to Graham McBeath, a senior lecturer in sociology, to talk about his problems and the effect it has on his students.
It is true. I know it's true with some of the mature students who sometimes come from, say, Keynes or places like that, and they do struggle.
We wanted to find out how security staff deal with illegal parking on campus. Steve Cosby, the security manager at the university, familiarised us with the issue.
We issue fixed penalty tickets. We've issued over 500 fixed penalty tickets since October 2010.
The commuters at the university face additional fees with the use of pay and display system for travelling into university by car in the up-and-coming academic year 2011. Thus, in addition to the rise of tuition fees they face, as well as their current concerns parking, they have to worry about having the right change and even having enough money to pay for the fee. We spoke to 2 second-year students who both commute to university on a regular basis. Vilas Mystery, a law student, and Artwell Mapofu, a media production student. We asked them what their view on the current parking facilities were.
There's not enough spaces and... No, there's not enough spaces only. That's the problem.
No.
Why would you say that?
There's not enough spaces for all the cars.
It seemed unfair to us that Artwell, who lives 65 minutes away from campus, had no priority over Vilas, who only takes 6 minutes by car to get to campus. What would students and staff say to priority parking system that allows people who travel far distances priority over those who live closer to campus?
Well, there is a priority system already in place in that any students who live within approximately a mile and a half of the campus, although a mile and a half within the NN2 postcode area, that's for both campuses, those students are not allowed to have a barrier card and to park on campus if they're a full-time student. The problem is once you start increasing the radius of that restriction and bringing more people into that restriction, you've got to ensure that there are other means of them actually getting to the university.
I think it should be extended, yes, because people that live roughly up to 5 miles away from the university, they should be able to get a bus or something else, or walk into school, into uni. So I think we should be priority, yes.
It appears the parking facilities at the University of Northampton are causing troubles for not only staff and students, but the people trying to maintain its day-to-day running. The main problems the car park has is its lack of space to expand and the funding it needs to do this. thus allowing more cars to park safely, ultimately pleasing staff and students. However, the university could consider to look into expanding the 1.5 restriction mile to more areas of Northampton that have a high student population, which also includes a bus route to both campuses. By doing this, it will allow other staff and students from afar to have priority. With the rise of tuition fees in the academic year 2011, is it fair to put all these extra worries on students? Something needs to change.